It has been a long time since I've been back into this house. It was within these walls that I learned just how powerful spirit interaction can be. I am sitting here with Julie. Julie grew up in this house. This house was built in the early 1800s. It's an old farm-style house, and it was used as a stop on the Underground Railroad. We are in Londonderry, New Hampshire, and Julie is going to tell us a little bit about some of the experiences that she's had in this house while growing up.
We'll start from when I was a kid, when I was really little. When I was, I must have been at least, I was still in my crib, so I was very little. I remember I was in my crib trying to get to sleep, and I look up, and it looked like there was like 3 people standing around my crib, just like conversing with each other, like talking. And it wasn't a scary thing, it was like a calming, it didn't bother me. That was one experience, and then another time about the same thing kind of happened, except I was standing right over there looking up at the top of the stairs right here, and there was like one person, and the way I can describe it is like, it's not like I saw like a person, it's not like you were here and I saw you, it was like, it looked like some sort of energy, like some sort of aura, but you could tell that it was like a human, it had like a human look to it.
Like an outline of a human, like.
Right, and I just stopped and I just looked, and I looked in that direction, and it looked like it was just standing there, like with his arms on his hips or her hips, whatever. Just like looking at me, and then I look away and I look back and it was gone. And I was standing there for about 2 or 3 minutes, just staring like at the stairs.
No kidding.
And my dad walked in and was like, "What are you doing?" And I was just like, "I swear to God, like I just saw something looking at me on the stairs." And he was like, "Oh, okay." So,
that's a good experience.
Yes, and then the most recent experience, when I was about 17, my brother passed away, and the night I found out, I was upstairs in my bedroom, I was crying, and I was like laying sideways on my bed, and the most realist experience ever. It felt like somebody was spooning with me, like holding me in my bed, like hugging me.
Okay.
And I was like in shock. It wasn't scary, I just felt like somebody was like just holding me, and you know like when somebody's standing near you and like you can like your ears, like you feel something in your ears, like I felt that, but there was nobody there. And that was the realest experience I've ever had in this house. It was insane.
That is
very bizarre.
Story. Now, do you have any concerns about the stuff that's going on? Obviously, you're used to it. You've been here a lot. It doesn't bother you at all knowing that this place might be haunted?
No, not at all, because, this is my house. It's not like I'm gonna just run out and not live here. Like, I grew up here, so I'm used to it. But, the people who moved in with me, they had some experiences, they claimed. One of the girls, she was upstairs in her bedroom, drawing. She was just, she said she wanted to like get it. We were all down here. I wasn't home yet, I was working, and everybody was down here. And she was like, "I'm gonna go upstairs and just draw." And so she was up there for about 20 minutes, and then she came running down the stairs, crying, booked it out that door over there.
Okay.
And then her boyfriend went out after her, tried to calm her down, and then he came back inside while she stayed up there to, try to get herself together. And, we asked her, we were like, "What's going on?" Because I had just walked in the door as she like ran out of the house, and
in a panic?
Yeah.
Yep.
And he was like, she said she saw something, like a ghost or something. And so she came inside, still like wicked upset, but calming herself down. And we asked her, we were like, "What did you see or hear, or what was it?" And she said that she was upstairs, minding her own business, trying to be creative, drawing. And she said that somebody like whispered in her ear, and she didn't think anything of it. She wasn't like, "Oh, whatever." So But the thing that freaked her out was when she turned and no one was there. She thought it was her boyfriend, like, you know, sneaking into the room, trying to like say, hey, whatever. Yeah, nobody was there. She lost it, ran down the stairs crying, and yeah, she's still not over that. She's
how long have they lived here before this happened?
They've been here about 2 weeks.
Wow.
Just 2 weeks.
So it's very recent.
Very.
Wow, no
Yes.
kidding. Now, last time we were here, we were lucky enough to investigate here with you before, several years ago, and downstairs in the basement where the tunnel to the Underground Railroad is, which is now sealed about 10 feet in, I would say. We had some very unique experiences down there. We had objects thrown at us. I think you were with us when that happened.
Yes.
From the opposite side of the basement, where on one side we had, I think there were nails thrown at us at one point.
Yeah.
A couple of different things. So we're going to concentrate down there again tonight and see what we can capture down there tonight. And we're going to see what we can do to find out, you know, what is going on in here and try to pinpoint, you know, maybe we can't figure out exactly who's doing it, but try to figure out why, you know, what do they want. We'll try to ask some questions and try to figure it out. But we'll definitely cover the whole area.
Yeah, let's do it.
So I decided with starting this investigation, we're going to go downstairs to the basement. So let's go down here and see what we can communicate with. Right now we are sitting in the basement area of the Underground Railroad house, not in the tunnel's on the other side of the basement. Last time, several years ago, when we were in here, we heard things being thrown at us, and we also, there's a barrel, I think it's somewhere over here, I can't see obviously, but there's a barrel over here that was actually like, sounded like somebody had kicked it, like super duper hard, but nobody was even near it. So I want to communicate with anybody, any spirit that's down here. Can you make yourself known? Can you light up one of these lights for these two girls? All you have to do is walk up close to it. Can you tell us your name? Are you the African American male who's been walking around here in a blanket? Were you a slave? Oh, there are.
Oh.
Does this go off?
Yeah.
Nice. Can you do that for her again? Move it around a little bit to see if you can.
Oh.
There you are. Look at that. There you go right there. Thank you. Now try to hold it in the same spot. Can you walk up to this green light for us again? See, now it's going there. There it goes again. Is your name Victor, or are you the one that they call Victor? Light it up for us.
I saw it.
Yeah, I saw it too. And what's good about this is how you're in the same spot now. It's nothing, which goes to show you that it's a moving energy.
Right.
I want to do a ghost box session in here. I want to see if we can get these. I want to see if we can get whatever just said something to us to come through this. For those of you who aren't familiar with this, it's the SB7 Spirit Box. What it does is it's a detuned MP3 player. It scans through frequencies of the radio stations at a very high speed. So that's what we're looking for here. So I'm going to give that a shot. And being how we're in the basement of a really creepy 1800s house, I don't think that you're going to get much radio waves in here anyway. Like this. Oh, let me try to explain this to the spirit. Now, I know that you know that we can't see you, we can't hear you. This box that I'm holding right here is going to kick out some noise. Now what I want you to do is talk extremely loud and we will be able to hear you through this box. If you understand, can you light that up? Light that up for me if you understand. Wow, thank you. Thank you very much. Well. Are you in here with us? Show yourself. Can you come in here and touch me? Can you come in here with me?
Yeah, that was weird. That was a female. I heard him.
Come over here with us. What did you say? What? What did that just say?
I heard that too. That
That
was
was a deep man voice. Tell us what you just said. Can you step over to me and touch this light to make it?
sound like a kid.
Can you step over to me and touch this green light? Come on. Come over here and touch this for me. Light it up. This way I know that you're still with us. Do you understand? Let us know that you're still here. Come in this doorway.
It's strange because we were getting good hits and now completely flat. So we got some very good units.
What? Did it say who's that?
It did say that.
Did you hear that? That was clear and that was good.
I got chills.
Yeah, it said who's that? Didn't it? Say that. I have wicked goosebumps right now. Does anybody have a flashlight? There's something in here with us right now. Look at my arm. Holy crap, we all have goosebumps. I heard someone say, who's that? Clear as day.
Someone just go again.
Can you please say that again? Thank you, I appreciate it. I hear a male and I hear a female. How many are there? I want you to touch me. I want you to show me that you can touch people. I'm going to reach my arm out. I ask that you reach out and touch it, please. I'm not afraid. I'm starting to feel dizzy. Are you taking my energy? Go on and touch my arm. Do you know how?
What's that over me? Anything on me?
Nothing. I can feel like, I don't know how to explain it. Like energy being drawn from me. I feel dizzy. I
I heard a male and I heard a female. How many people are here? How many spirits? I'm going to turn my back to the door. Can you touch me? I have my back to the door. Try to touch me. Did you say no?
It just says no.
Why? Oh wow, I'm getting huge goosebumps. I can feel the cold chill in the back of my neck and the back of my leg. There's something standing behind me right now. It's okay for you to touch me. I'm not scared. Do you understand? Said something else too, the same male voice. Is your name Victor? You know that feeling you get when you feel like there's something right behind you? Well, I have that right now. I know it's hard for you to do things. I know it takes a lot of energy, but can you touch me? I feel like there's an iceberg on the back of my back right now. Can you say something else through this box? Help. Does that sound like help? If you... What did you say? That was that same female. What? Same female though. Sounded like the same voice. If you want to prove to us that you're down here and you're talking to us, what's her name? Tell me who this is that lives here. Did you say Julie? Did you just hear that? Did anybody else hear that?
I don't want to hear what I heard.
Thank you. It just said Julie. It just said it again. Now my arms are freezing. Holy crap. It just said Julie.
Steady as a rock, huh?
High five, that's awesome. That's what these things are good for. When you get it to say the name of the person that lives here, that can tell you right here that this is validating the ghost box.
Thank you.
Thank you for communicating with us tonight. I don't know if you remember me from before, but I wanted to thank you for communicating with us then and communicating with us now. What?
What's going on?
All right, I won't touch it.
Doesn't want you to turn it off.
Light it up again for us. Can you light it up one more time? Do you not want us to shut this off? There you go. Go off again.
Yep.
You're standing with us right now? What color is this light right here? What color is this? Say it loud. It just said green. Did anybody else hear that? Thank you. I don't know what else to say except that is really good responses. It said green, it said your name. I'm standing here at the entrance to the Underground Railroad. Basically, it's sealed off now about 10 feet in. What we were told is that they would go through here and it would go underground through the backyard and they could escape through the barn to freedom. Like I said, it is sealed off now about 10 feet in, but who knows what's behind these walls, you know? So we've had a lot of activity down here. We're going to try to do a spirit box session down here, see what kind of results we can get. Alright, let's see what we can do. What is this behind me? Can you tell me what this tunnel was used for? say freedom. Come out of the tunnel, quick, you're free. We decided to head outside to take a look around the barn basement. Right now we're underneath the barn, which that tunnel to the Underground Railroad would also go underneath, so that would be underneath where we are right now. Pretty freaking crazy.
Is that like part of a wheel?
Yeah, it looks like a old spinning wheel.
It seems like it's an axle with the part of a wheel on it.
Oh wow.
Old buggy wheel.
It's pretty cool though, like exploring your property is like friggin' Disney World to me. How'd it go?
It sounded like a small dog. It was like running across.
What happened? Yeah, it was probably us in the attic.
When you guys were just in my house.
And it's like, brum, brum, like running
And I
across
walked
from. I'm
in.
like,
But I have cats, so I know, but my cats are like big, like heavy, and they run like you can hear it.
and
So
I was
I'm like,
what's
oh.
freaking out
And
the
it's
cat?
all carpet upstairs, so it's like
They just
she's
told
very
me, I
little.
just came back in and I brought Callie down here. Callie ran back up the stairs without making one noise, and then I closed the door and left everything, and me, her all heard duh. Not Callie.
Like
I've heard Callie
something's
run
running
100
across the
times when she
floor
actually
upstairs.
does run, and she
Where-
just like prances.
Where did it sound like it's like the hallway? Can I just go sit up there by myself in the hallway?
Directly in front of us.
In
above
front of?
us.
Alright, let me just
Sit
go.
at the top.
Am I allowed to just sit in the hallway?
Oh, yeah.
And it sounded like a cat or a dog running across the floor.
Give me a K2.
How's that?
Oh, this place I could explore forever. So just in the hallway above where you are, Mindy?
I reached my first, I won't do that.
Hey, Mindy. Mindy, listen, was it like this?
No, this is directly above us,
Right here?
and it was littler feet than yours.
Alright, but from the sound, was
It
it?
definitely was not humans.
There's nothing above you except for a bedroom.
And they like, dig their claws into the carpet, and they like literally like climb the carpet around the house.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's what it sounded like. But it was loud. And when me and Mindy were sitting here alone, when everybody else was gone, we heard it like 5 or 6 times. But we were like, oh, it's the cat, whatever. And then he came back, brought the cat down. Tiniest little thing, ran right up the stairs, didn't hear a noise.
Yeah. She's silent as a grave.
So it wasn't the cat, is what you're saying, 100% sure. But you. So what?
Well, then-
all you have is
then-
one cat here?
After
Yeah.
that, he heard it, and he's like, that was not my cat.
Yeah, Julie, that's what I was trying to say. Is we
All
all
right,
sat
so-
here and they told me to listen, and we sat here for like 5 minutes,
That
and
re-
nothing happened, and then I
The
heard like
recording was
The
running.
recording's rolling. Did you mark it on the audio?
Well, you can
that was
That was
me.
him.
I heard like
You can
that's
hear
what I heard
us
from
say,
upstairs.
what was that?
All right,
Oh,
so
it
we'll
was
mark
the
that
cat.
On the audio.
I heard it.
What was that?
I don't know. I kind of. I heard it.
What was that?
I don't know. I kind of.
We're sitting in the fire pit area. Julie, do you have any idea, like, who do you think haunts this place after all these years? What's your take on it?
Well, when I was growing up, I always heard it was the black man Victor, and then the lady next door said that she had ghost people come here, and they said that they think it's more than one ghost in the house.
Probably. There's so much history in this house.
They took a picture of the outside from the back there, and there was a bunch of orbs around the room that I was in when I felt like I was being spooned with. So I don't know. I don't know if it's one or more than one, but
It's hard to tell.
yeah. I've only like ever seen like outlines
Yeah.
of people. It seemed like I was saying, how like when I was really little and I was in my crib, there was like 3 people that was like
Yeah.
standing around.
And it's pretty interesting that you can remember that. So it must have been something that really stuck with you.
Yeah, because they see that like children are more open to that more, and the couple next door, their child, they said that she like one time they were leaving the house and she like was in the car and she like turned around to like nothing and was just like bye, like see you later.
Okay.
Yeah, and like it's happened more than once, and she said other weird things, and she said that sometimes she'll just be sitting and she'll just like look over at nothing and just start talking.
What was that?
It sounded like you farted. There you go. Now you gotta do it again.
Why? Do you want to sit? Can I have a crate? There's a crate right here you can sit on.
I'm afraid to sit on anything down here.
That's a crate. It's
Yeah,
not
but
gonna break.
I'm with you, Ken. I'm doing spot checks. I don't know. The spiders, man. They'll get you.
And I'm the one who's afraid of spiders.
They'll bite you.
I don't know. I guess when it comes to paranormal, like push the limits. Of
Spiders aren't paranormal. They're goddamn real.
I know. I'm not really scared of them right now.
Because you're
Usually
dumb.
am. How's it going?